good. And you are absolutely right. Every single patient is an opportunity for doubling, and your patients love you. So why not ask for those referrals? All right, I am going to move out of the way. I just want to congratulate everybody. Dr. Christelle, we need to talk. You need to send me your email so I can get you a prize, because that Ford speaking engagements and 12, reaching out to 12 people was a major fraud. Congratulations, everybody. Strong work. Hi, Dr. Una.
Hello, hello, everybody. Okay, today's day 3. Today's the grand finale. We are going to do this like we mean it. So we're going to start with the big energy. I want lots of emojis going up. This shows how excited. Hi, Dr. Rua. So this shows how excited you are. Let's throw up those emojis. Okay, yes, because things are working. People are getting reviews. They're getting new referral sources. They're meeting with their team. They're teaching their teams to be profitable. This is so amazing. We have been told that we are one-trick ponies. No, we are not. No, we are not. We can rock entrepreneurship, okay? All right, let me hit record here just to be nice. Okay, so who's ready for today? You came back, day 1, we did internal strategies, marketing strategies. Day 2, we did external strategies. Day 3, we're talking about how to leverage your team to pull this off. So why are you here? Let me know in the chat. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? It is Wednesday evening. You could be anywhere. You could be anywhere. Dr. Rua says, because I love you. Dr. Rua, I love you back. Okay, I love you back. Okay, Dr. Cooper, to grow, and I'm awesome. Okay, I love it. I love it. Why are you here? Why are you here tonight? Dr. Gina, always learning, always learning. I'm happy to see you here, Dr. Gina. Okay, who else? Why are you here? To grow and make that money and build legacy. Love it. Say it like it is. Dr. Chriselle, to work every breadcrumb. Dr. Bostic, to learn more strategies. Dr. Karen, profitability and substantial growth. Yes. Dr. Shanti, hi, because I love your strategies. Okay. All right. We are going to have, like, the end of the day, the way this is supposed to work is it gets better and better. Okay. Better and better. That's what's going to happen here. So, Dr. Samuel, to better coach my team. Yes. Okay. All right. So, day 1, internal strategies. Okay. And if you were taking notes, I want you to grab your notes, right? Because we're going to take a look at some of those things. Okay. This is going to be so fun. Day 2, we talked about external strategies. And between the internal and the external strategies, if you start rocking those things, it is going to put you in a position where your private practice looks completely different. Okay. You use your emojis. You can use the raise hand emoji. Who's here is ready for their practice to be completely different? You've had challenges, so what? Like, we can overcome challenges, right? We can have a completely different narrative. Your revenue is here. It could be all the way up there. You couldn't find any time off. Now you can find an extra 5 to 10 hours a week on all of these things. Like, it can be different. It can be different. And that's why we're here. Okay. Now, so those are the 2 things that we did. Today, we are going to look at how to leverage your team to do these activities. Okay. And so what is going to happen is the output from your practice is going to be so much higher, even though it's not taking more of your own time. Okay. Because the idea is this: in the EntreMD world, we are big believers in the dream business and the dream life. We don't do one or the other. Okay. We know that you can have a wildly successful business and a wildly successful rest of your life. Okay. So we're not showing you how to build this in such a way you never have time. You're always dancing on social media. You're always doing all these things and you don't have a life anymore. That's not what this is about at all. Okay. All right. We also talked quite a bit about the profitable private practice movement, and congratulations to the doctors who are already in. Okay. And just want to throw this out here tomorrow, because the sessions for the profitable private practice movement are every Thursday at 12 noon. Someone say, why is it not in the evening? Because we want you to stop working in the evenings. We want you to spend the time with your family. Okay. So we want you to work on your business when you're at work, and when you leave work, go home and be with your family. That is why we do it at 12 o'clock on Thursdays. But we have Dr. Catherine Toomer as our guest expert. So once a month, you get a guest expert, someone who is rocking it as an entrepreneur. And she is so amazing. Last time I checked, she was working 15 hours a week, and it's actually less than that at this point, crushing as an entrepreneur. And she's coming to talk about how to leverage boundaries, how to set boundaries so you can stop working for free. Who here gets slightly annoyed when, doctors working for free, right? And sometimes you're even guilt tripped into it. Like, oh, this is for the love of the patient. Okay. But you're charging them to be here. Come on. Okay. Who's like, no more working for free? Let me know in the chat if that's you. Say me. This is me with my 2 hands up, my legs are up, everything's up. Okay. Yeah, because you can do excellent work and you can have a life. Dr. Una wants you to have both. Okay. Yeah, no free work. No, we don't know. Okay. So she's our guest expert for tomorrow. And then remember, we have the bonus of, you get the Google Business Profile Optimizer. Okay, so cool. I'm going to show you where it is on your site, actually, towards the end of this call. And you also get the training that you get, right? It's a VIP session, not financial, but time freedom for physicians. Okay, so VIP session with me, it's 90 minutes long. It's going to be on February the 2nd. It's a Monday at 6 p.m. And we're going to show you how to reclaim 5 to 10 hours back every single week. Okay, I want you to think about your life with 5. Dr. Sazi said I once took movie tickets instead of money. Okay, so 5 to 10 hours back you get a week. These are all things you get, our gift to you, right? Because you joined the movement. So entremd.com/movement, if you haven't signed up yet, is less than a cappuccino a day. Why do we price it that way? Because we don't want you to overthink it. Okay. I don't have enough time. It is an hour a week. And some hours you're learning, some hours you're working. Okay. So if you have an hour to 2 hours a week, you are golden. You are golden. Okay. It's less than a cappuccino, so you don't have to worry about the money. And you might say, can I do it? You've been doing everything we've been talking about. I'm not going to change in PPPM. Okay. I'm always looking for the simplest way for you to do this. Okay. So entremd.com/movement if you haven't done that already. So let us talk about how to leverage your team. Now, the most important thing I would teach you, I'm about to teach you in the next 10 minutes. This is the most important thing. Once you get this, then we're going to do a fun exercise. Today's going to be so much fun. We're going to do a fun exercise. We're going to answer in the comments, and all of this stuff is going to be so fun. So if you have doctors in your world and you're like, man, this person is in private practice, they need to learn to crush it, you can invite them to come join us. Like, come on, come on, what are you doing? Doom scrolling is discouraging you. Come join us. Okay. All right. So this is the deal. Your business will look like a triangle when it comes to your team. It could look like a regular triangle, so, point at the top, or it could look like an upside down triangle, okay? If you can see those 2 images, type in the chat, I see it. Indulge me, use the chat, okay? I can't hear you, so use the chat, okay? So you have a regular triangle, you have an upside down triangle. This, I want you to never forget what I'm about to tell you, okay? All right. Who sees it? I have 2 people who say they see it. Who else? Okay. Beautiful. This is the deal. At the top of those triangles, there's you, the CEO, the business owner. This is so important. Hi, Dr. Joanne. So nice to see you here. This is so important. You're at the top of both of them. And I want you to choose triangle number 1 or triangle number 2. Okay. Now, in the first example, you have the regular triangle, the way you know it, okay? And you are at the top. And what happens is pressure goes from the top all the way to the bottom, and the pressure is carried by you a bit at the top, and more of it by your team. So the business has a lot of pressure, as it should, but the weight of it is not on you, because the weight of it is on your team. You guys are taking it together. So the pressure is going from the top, you, all the way to the bottom. That's option 1. Okay. Option 2 is the upside down triangle, where there's you at the top. Okay. And you have your team at the bottom, and the pressure is going from your team upwards. So everybody's giving you their stress. You're taking the stress of the business. Everybody's telling you the things they can't think about and all of that stuff. So the person who has the most pressure, who is taking the bulk of the pressure for the business, even if they have 50 team members, is the owner. So what kind of business do you want to have where there's pressure that is distributed amongst the team, or pressure that goes up from the team and you're the one bearing all the pressure? One or two? Type in the chat. You get to choose. If you remember this, it will be so easy to make team decisions, so easy to make business decisions. By the time we're done with this, oh my goodness, Dr. Ashanti says, I have done two. It's not sustainable. It is not. But I would tell you, most entrepreneurs go with number two. They go with number two. They're the ones bearing the weight. The team doesn't even know how money is made in this place. The team doesn't have any roles associated to them that given to them that's associated with making money. The CEO is dying. And they're like, oh, I have 40 team members. I'm like, yeah. And it's like 40 tons of brick. Right? Okay. So what is the difference between these two CEOs? One shares the pressure. One is the Messiah who takes all the pressure. Okay? I want to invite you to lose your Messiah complex. Like, lose it. Your team is there to help. What do you do in your business? You serve and you earn. What is your team there to do? They're there to help you serve and earn. Okay, so, oh, I don't want to tell my people what to do. No, you're in the right triangle, not the upside down triangle. You tell them what to do. You figure out how they can serve and earn. You give them tasks. You hold them accountable. You do all of that. Why? You don't want to be the person with the upside down triangle who's bearing all the weight alone. It is too painful. It is too painful. So all the things we talked about, the 7 things we talked about, well, 7 on day 1, 1 on day 2. So we have 8 strategies to fill our schedule. Did you hear me say, I want you to do all 8? You didn't hear that. On day 1, I told you pick one. On day 2, I said, pick that one, right? But can your business do all 8, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday? Yes, if you will leverage your team. So I want you to imagine that all 8 of the strategies we talked about on day 1 and day 2 are happening in your practice every single week. And maybe you're responsible for one and you know the metrics for all of them. How good would that feel? Let me know in the chat. Pick a word. Pick a word. All 8 strategies to fill your schedule are happening. Maybe you're doing one. The team is doing the rest of them. And your responsibility to your team is to check the metrics, train them, whatever it is that they need. What will that lead to? It will lead to a full schedule. It will lead to more time for you, and it will lead to a team that is crushing it. And let me tell you something, most humans want to win. If you show your team members this is what winning looks like, and you empower them to win, it will shock you what they will do. Okay, so you guys said great, amazing, fabulous, over the moon, accomplished, yes, yes, and more yeses. Okay, so this is the deal. We are CEOs, and 1 is too small a number for greatness. So we do this with our people. Okay, we do this with our team. Okay, all right. So let me give you a very simple framework. Now, in the profitable private practice movement, we talk about like how to run your meetings, how to hold them accountable, all of those things. But let me give you a simple framework. Like, how do I hand this off? Okay, how do I hand these things off to my team? So what we're not going to do is, let me see if I have some cousins here. I haven't asked that question today. Okay, who here has hired somebody? And when you hire them and you brought them in there, onboarding was essentially, these are the keys. This is the code. Here's your laptop. This is how you log in. Here are your logins. Okay. And you told them a little bit about the history of the company and what you expect them to do. And then you left them alone. Okay. No ongoing training, no checking in with them, no asking questions like, what is challenging here? And then you were upset they couldn't read your mind. You were upset they couldn't just do what they were supposed to do. You were like, I thought you said you had experience. Why do I have to explain all these things? Who are my cousins? Who's done this before? There's no way it's only me. Type in the chat. You're like, I don't know why they don't get it. I don't know why they don't get it. They don't get it because they don't get it. Okay, even if somebody is a VP in Coca-Cola, they go to Pepsi, they're gonna need some training because things are different. Okay, so only two innocent people, just two people, two truthful people. Okay, Dr. Ashanti said I had somebody else do it, didn't meet my standards, right? Okay, we are CEOs. When I started my first business, which was my private practice, I remember researching, like, I'm like, what is the job of a CEO? Okay, so I'm looking at all this stuff, and somebody said the job of a CEO is to hire and fire. I'm like, you must be nuts. You must be nuts. That's not what the job of a CEO. They do all this financial, forecasting, and they go to all these meetings, and they do all this planning and all of this stuff. Please. After I'd been a CEO for about 3 years, I was like, you know what? I actually need to find that article and apologize to the person who wrote it. The job of a CEO is to hire and fire. So we don't escape people. Okay. So maybe you're an introvert. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you say, oh, I don't do people. You do people. I want you to type this in the chat. I do people. Okay. If you want to have a rock star team, you hereby do people. If you want to have a business that's growing and as it grows, you're doing less and less, you do people. Okay, you do people. There's no such thing. I'm a CEO. I don't do people. You do. You hereby do. You hereby do. And this is a skill. We could. Dr. Shetty says I begrudgingly do people. I know. Virtual hugs. Virtual hugs. Okay. All right. So what do? We define. This is in simplistic terms. We define what it is that we want done. Okay. So we define. We assign. Okay. And then we direct. Okay. So what do I want? For instance, I hired a marketing person. Okay, great. Okay, now market the practice. No, that's not the way that works. Okay, what does that mean to you? What is the role of the marketing person? Are they responsible for your social media? Are they responsible for amplifying reviews? Are they responsible for getting the reviews? Are they responsible for your SEO? Like, what is it that they do? We have to define it, and it needs to be specific. Okay, it needs to be specific. So I have a task. So maybe one of the, and we'll play around with the things we talked about, but you want somebody to be in charge of getting your reviews, for instance, or you automate that, whichever, right? Or you want somebody to be in charge of the recaller. What does that mean? I want you to make X number of phone calls every single week to people who are overdue for appointments with a goal of, making X number of appointments. Do you see how specific that is? Then people know if they're winning, they know if they're not winning, they know what they need to do. If things are not working out the way they need to work out, you guys can have a meeting and you can troubleshoot that process. Okay? Okay. So let me address this really quickly because I saw this. Dr. Rua said my staff left because they said I was checking on them too much with questions and wanting them to grow. New staff is getting the Dr. Una orientation. I love it. I love it. I had a client whose biller told her, why are you asking me all these questions? Why are you asking for reports? Nobody's ever asked me for this before. I was like, oh, well, shoot. Times have changed. Okay. So you define what the task is. You assign it to a specific person. When you assign, so for instance, if you have a task and you have 3 front desk people and you say, this is for the front desk. If a task belongs to everybody, it belongs to nobody. It needs to belong to somebody. It needs to be somebody's monkey. Okay? If it's like, has anybody ever done a group project before? This is for everybody. It doesn't work that way. And the only reason one person took it on is because there's a grade. If there's no grade, nobody's going to do it. Okay, so a task that belongs to everybody belongs to nobody. Okay, so you define, you assign, and then you direct. Okay, now if you have abdicated before, meaning, oh man, I don't want to do this marketing thing anymore. You hired somebody like, here's the marketing, goodbye, make it work, right? You hereby don't do that anymore. This does not work. Okay. So what that means is you have people who are doing high value tasks for you. You're going to come back and check in. This was the task. This is the metric that means that you're winning. Okay. These are the kind of things that would make it work. So tell me, your number is off. What challenges are you having? How can we work that through? What support do you need? Right. So there's some direction that's done there. Okay. It may seem like, oh, then it's just easier to do it myself. If you want to do it yourself forever, it is. Okay. How many of you would like to get things off your plate? Say me. And I would challenge you, everybody, say me. Me. Okay. I don't want to do everything. There's no award. Like, What, Dr. is 90. What are we celebrating? She did everything. No, I wouldn't even live to be 90 if I did everything, right? Okay, so it's not about doing everything. So if you are a person who is going to progressively give up things that you do, then you're going to have to be a person who is willing to train people till they get it. And of course, the right people, but yes, yeah, training people is not what you do. You're now into human resource development. This is the pathway. And there's no pathway to time freedom, financial freedom, life freedom, and all this stuff that involves you doing everything. No. You want your dream life? Part of the price for your dream life is a rock star team. Okay? Okay. All right. So now we're gonna play some games. You guys ready? You guys ready? I'm going to list what was that? 8 things that we talked about. And we're going to, in the comments, you're going to tell me who this can be delegated to. We're going to make this so proud. You're going to walk away going, your mind, we're going to create new pathways in your mind, new ways of thinking. Okay? So indulge me. Let's go. Okay. So the first strategy we talked about is the recaller, where you can have somebody call all the people who are overdue for appointments so that they can get them in. You can fill your schedule with this strategy alone. Who could do this other than you? Who could do it? Type in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Front desk, scheduler. Very good. VA, front desk MA. Who else? Who else has something? These are good. We don't actually need a whole lot more than this. Admin, beautiful, right? Okay. So do you have to do it? No. Can these people do it? Yes. You might say, but they're already doing a lot of things. Like what? Because if you have holes in your schedule, we're doctors, okay? Having holes in your schedule is like having bleeding wounds. It's like having bleeders in a surgery, okay? And until you fix the bleeder, nothing else is really that important. Yes? Okay. So what that means is if there are holes in your schedule and your front desk person has time for spring cleaning needs to stop. They need to get to the phone and get these appointments scheduled. Okay? So we need to, if there are holes in the schedule, that's called hemorrhaging. When we have hemorrhaging, we stop the bleed. Okay, we don't tell the person who's hemorrhaging to go for their annual physical. No, we stop the bleed. Okay, good. Look at that. Okay, now you have patients who are, so this is for my cash pay people. Okay, lost to failed payments. So they were with you, they had a membership, they were paying every month, their credit card declined, you could never reach them, and now they're not patients anymore. But they could be, if somebody could reach them. Who could do this? Who could do this and reactivate these patients other than you? Type in the chat. Who could do it? Who could do it? I want you thinking. So when you start thinking about projects, you're like, ooh, who's monkey? Who's gonna own this monkey? Okay. All right, I have front desk. Who else? Front desk, okay. Okay. Front desk going once, going twice. Who else has something? Practice manager, okay. Biller, Front desk MA, beautiful. Does the doctor have to do this? No. Now, I want to stop and say this really quickly before we go to the next one. Having said that, you will have to lead your team by showing them you're willing to do uncomfortable things, or they will not do uncomfortable things with you. So if you're like, oh, Dr. Una, you should have led with this. You should have told us all these things and told us we didn't have to do any of them. If your team does not sense that you are willing to do what is required for you guys to win, when you delegate what is required and uncomfortable to them, they will not do that. So who leads them in embracing uncomfortable activities because we are going to win? You do. Please type this in the chat. I am the leader. So if you are uncomfortable you don't want to ask for money, that no matter what, I will not ask for money, and you delegate it, they can smell that. And guess what they do? They'll give you a lot of excuses. You never ask for a review. You never ask for a video testimonial. You never talk to referral sources. You don't do anything. And you're like, why don't you guys do it? They can smell that. I mean, you can smell it when people do it, right? So you're the leader. So yes, you're going to demonstrate that you can do this. However, because of where the practice needs to go to, that task may not be the best use of your time. But they must know that you're willing to do it. They must see you embracing the discomfort. They must see you leading. Okay? There's a statement that goes this way, that an army of sheep led by a lion will outperform, I'm sure that's not the word they use, but I'm a business person, so there's that, will outperform an army of lions led by sheep. Be the lion leader. Be the person who eats frogs, who does the uncomfortable things, who is daring, who is like, we're winning or we're winning. They will follow you. They will run through walls for you. But you show them, I am giving this to you because I don't want to be bothered and I don't want to be uncomfortable. They are not going to do it. And you will not be able to hold them accountable. Okay? Be the lion leader. Okay. All right. Number 3. There are people. So this, again, this is my cash-based people. You have people up for renewal. They're people up for renewal. So they signed up with you. They love you. They signed for the whole year, all that stuff. Their stuff is expiring. Their stuff expired in December and it just went and nobody reached them. But again, that could be somebody that is back in your membership, back on your schedule. Who can reactivate these people who are lost during the renewal process? Reach out to them, say, hey, we noticed that your membership came up for renewal, da, 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 da. Let's get you reactivated so I can get you back on Dr. Ashanti. Dr. Ashanti, I just gifted you a cash pay practice. Dr. Ashanti's, schedule, all that stuff, like boom, okay? Who can do that? Front desk MA, okay. Who else? Who can do that? Who can do that other than you? Other than you. I want you to be able to see the resources you have in the team you already have, like right now, okay? Who else can do that process? Dr. Bostic said, I've spoken with the parents only if they give the front desk a hard time. Okay. Dr. Han, front desk, office manager. Very good. Okay. Who else? These 2 are plenty, but who else? That's it? That's it? Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. The 4th one, reviews. Okay. You need reviews. Absolutely. You need to curate your online brand. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Who else could do it? Who else could do that? Who else could get reviews? Who else could make sure that you have, 20 new reviews every month? Interns, yes. Who said that? Dr. Larissa, yes. Interns could do that. The MA could do that. Front desk staff could do that. Students could do that. Okay, Dr. Han, amazing. Front desk, but I usually personally ask, who has the most influence over your patients? 99.9% of the time, that's you. So yes, please ask with cherries on top. Pretty please with 17 cherries on top. Okay. Dr. Ty, myself, virtual assistant, social media intern, front desk, back, providers, EHR tech system. Okay. So your team member could be an automation where you have text going out, but understand this. Okay. The closer you get to personal contact, the higher the conversions. I'll give you an example. You can have automations that go out every single day for everybody who came into your practice. And I'm making up these numbers. I just want you to see the trend, not the actual number. But maybe you have 5% or 10% of people who respond to that. Okay. You have the MA asking, maybe 30% of the people respond to that. You have the doctor asking, maybe 70% of the people respond to that. So I want to invite you, do the automation, leverage your team, but also ask, because you are the most influential in the lives as far as your team goes, right? Okay, so this is beautiful. Dr. Bostic, like I often personally ask after I've seen them, it will take you less than 30 seconds. Like, why not? Right? Okay, Dr. Rua, can you put a review in as I'm putting in your lab? So we're co-working. Okay, the doctor is putting in the labs and the patient is putting in the review. I love it. It's a co-working session. Do you guys, are you seeing this? Okay, how many of you are like, it already feels lighter? Because now you're like, oh, we can share this. Type in the chat. It already feels lighter because you don't have to do everything. You just need to lead your team. Dr. Christina says it's easier than asking for money. Yeah, but coming to PPPM, we're going to talk about asking for money. Yes, because we serve and earn, and we are committed to building profitable practices. Why? Because it's our moral and ethical obligation to run profitable practices so we can continue to serve our patients. If the profit doesn't work, we need to shut our doors. So this is our responsibility. Yes. Okay. Dr. Shanti says, helping me define what I need from administrative assistant. Yeah. So we don't just make up random tasks like, oh yeah, what does it say on Google? Do. What does an admin assistant do? Copy, paste, boom. No, we don't do that. We don't do that, right? In fact, one of the bonuses that you guys have in PPPM is called the ideal job ad template. Like, how do you build an ad that reflects what you want? What you want, especially because you're not somebody who is running a traditional practice. You're somebody who is running a practice where the team serves and earns. It's different. Yeah, it's different. Okay, this is good. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, testimonials. How is this different? Like video testimonials, stuff like that. Okay, powerful. It does wonders for your brand. There is a client of ours, she's an ophthalmologist, and she's been doing all these video testimonials, and she's getting client after client after client from these video testimonials. Who else can get these other than you? You put it on somebody's plate, they're in charge of it, there's their monkeys, they're the arrowhead for that project. Who could do this instead of you? I know it would sound like, Dr. Uno, you're asking the same question. I'm not. I am forming new neural pathways in your brain. You will see your team so differently after today. You're like, what can I take off my plate and put on theirs? Okay, who can do that? Who can get testimony? Somebody just like, I want 5 video testimonials every month, or 4, 1 a week. I want 4 video testimonials every month. And then you just monitor to make sure it's done, but you're not actually doing it. Who could do it? Who on your team could do it? Who on your team could do it? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Guys, we got 3 more. So let's go. I got 3 more for you. Yes? Yes. The MA, the office manager. But video testimonials somehow are hard to get. Yeah, because, it's, they have to think about what they want to say, and they may not like how they look and all of those kind of things. But if you make it, if you make it a routine and you understand that it's a numbers game, you'll get enough people to do it, right? People do all kinds of stuff on TikTok, so they'll be fine. MA at the end of a televisit, awesome. MA marketing, Dr. Larissa is like, this is brilliant. Yeah, we're brilliant. We're brilliant. Okay, this is good. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 6, referrals. Referrals. Who can be in charge of this other than you? They can stop and talk to the doctors or the office managers in these other practices. They can make sure faxes go out. They can make sure that the people who already referred to you, they have updated cards and all this stuff. Like, who could be in charge of running the referral system for your practice? Now, you may or may not do it, but who can do that? Who can do that? Type in the chat. Who can do this? Because I want you to understand all the things that we talked about can happen in your practice. Between you and your team, you can pull all 8 things off. Okay, front desk and MA, office manager. I like this for office manager and marketing person. Yeah, marketing for referrals. Yes. Front desk, especially when the clinic is done, or office manager, marketing manager, marketing or admin. Okay. Now you have to coach this person, right? We're doctors, you're amongst yourself and all those things. For a lot of people, it's intimidating to talk to doctors, but you can train them. Okay, especially if they're good hardware, you can train them. Okay. Number 7. We talked about educational campaigns. So what this means is, if you run a practice where there's some services people know you offer, there's some other services people have no clue about, maybe even did the math and found out like your most profitable services, nobody has any idea you do them. Okay, so I gave you multiple examples when we did this, but one of the examples is the ophthalmologist who had people coming to her for all the medical stuff and asking her for referrals for surgeries, for the cataracts and all these other things that they needed to do, and the procedures for dry eye and all of that. And I was like, oh my goodness, we must fix this immediately. We have to do an educational campaign so everybody knows you offer this service. So that looks like telling the patients, that looks like shifting your social media because you're only doing the medical stuff. You don't have the surgical stuff on there so people know you do that, letting the referral sources know, having signs in the office and telling your patients what you do. Yeah. Okay. And so she did that. Is that one flip? She hit $1 million for the first time that year. Why? Because of the educational campaign. Do you guys see that? Okay. Now, so let's say you had a service, okay, but nobody knows you do it. You're a pediatrician, you do ear piercing, nobody knew about it. You're a dermatologist, you have these other procedures, nobody knows about it, but they're getting it done in other places. We even had a client who did immigration physicals, right? Cash pay, nice pay, one of her best, as far as highest payment per encounter, right? If you will. And nobody knew about it. And then she started promoting it, and now she has multiple of those a week and same number of patients, much better cash flow, right? Okay, who could do this? Who could be in charge of this? Who could be in charge of this? Who could be in charge of it? Marketing. I like that you, Dr. Utama, I like that you said marketing and okay? This one I highly recommend you're in charge because you get the procedure in and out. You're already in there with them. You already know if they need it and all that kind of stuff, okay? Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Okay, so now that we've kind of played around with it and we've seen there's not a single thing that literally you're the only one who can do it. We didn't see anything like that. Okay. So my question to you, this is $1 million question. Okay. I want you to think about this. I want you to answer this question. What marketing activity, what profitable marketing activity, okay, we talked about a number of those, will you get off your plate in the next 24 hours? Let's own some stuff. It's decision time. So if you haven't been typing all this while, this is your time. Arise and shine. Time to type. Okay. What profitable marketing activity will you get off your plate in 24 hours? Because there's somebody on your team who can do this. Somebody on your team who can do this. And that's and this, if you want to have a team and keep ascending, like your business keeps growing as more and more profitable, you give up things so you can do higher level things. Okay. So this is not about, please, I don't want you to hear like, oh, I don't have to do anything that Dr. Una was talking about. This is so fantastic. I'm just going to call my team. I'm going to put everything on their plate. I'm going to go to bed. No, you're going to do higher level things. But okay. So let's see. Dr. Han, referrals, Dr. Karen, the thing we offer that people don't realize we do. Perfect. So educational campaign. I love it. Dr. Karen, none because I'm the only person. So Dr. Karen, you can own like your first employee. This is the first thing you're going to get off their plate. That's fine. We can think that way too. Okay. Dr. D Fitness, hi. Google reviews will go to my VA. Dr. Larissa, educational campaigns. Dr. Let's see. Oh, hi, Denise. Have students send surveys, have MAs ask for 5-star reviews, have schedule a call to schedule appointments. Now you're on fire. She's like, 1, I'll give you 3, Dr. Una. Okay. Dr. Joanne sent email to patients asking for referrals, letting them know that I have openings. Yes. Dr. Rua, we are starting a social media pages and I'll record our services. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Now there are more of you. Okay. I want to make sure because I know that the transformation happens where decisions are made. Okay, that's where these happen. So this is awesome. This is awesome. As you apply this, what is going to happen is that you are going to create real dollars to your bottom line, to your bank account. Okay, real dollars. You hit the recaller, it works. The reviews works. Referrals, that works. Educational campaigns, that works. Okay, it works. Dr. Rua says she'll give out referrals from other practitioners. Dr. Utama, what advice for new clinics? It's the same. But I really start the reviews as soon as you have. Okay, let me drop this secret. And Dr. Utama, you're in the profitable private practice, so we'll go a little deeper in this, but let me give this for everybody. Your reviews are for everybody you've helped. Everybody. So what that means, if you have past clients, guess what? They're past clients. You the same doctor. Okay. All right. So get your reviews. Okay. Get your reviews. You have people who curbsided you, right? Yeah, but Dr. Utama, I know that you have had people curbside you. What do I do about this? What do I do about that? Yeah, get the reviews from them. You were doctoring. Okay, so build your online reputation. And if you're just starting, your reviews for your online reputation, your referrals for your offline reputation, you get people ready. Like, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm going to start, whatever, and get your referrals lined up. So the second you're ready to start, you're ready to go. Okay. So love it. Okay. So, and I want to give a big shout. I think Makita did this already. That was Dr. Miller, who was like, she's opening. I think she's opening next month or so. She went to the building where her practice is going to be, and when she got there, she saw a stranger, and she starts talking to the stranger. Turns out the stranger is the person who owns the ginormous primary care practice, like in the same building where her practice is. I was like, oh, let's meet and let's talk. And let me introduce you to my partner. Blah, 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 blah. This is how this stuff works. Okay, so let's type this in the chat. I talk to strangers. And all the introverts are like, Dr. Una, no, don't do it. I'm an introvert too. I talk to strangers. It's so good. You never know. Okay. Okay. So look at the amount of shifts, whether it's mindset shifts, decision shifts, action shifts, ways of thinking, new neural pathways that have happened in 3 days. Okay, 3 days. Okay, so that's why before I let you go and give you your final homework, I want to invite you to come join us in the profitable private practice movement, because what you're experiencing is what we do every single week. Well, a little deeper than this, but every single week. We gather every Thursday, 12 noon. We work on our businesses. It is simple. We can act on it. We eat the frogs together. We get the results together. We change our businesses. Dr. Bostic is here. She 3x'd her practice without doing more work. I want you to think about that. Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do, or what I want to do here, and those of you who have been in PPPM, you're going to go like, what is she showing them? We built you guys a new portal. You're gonna be added to it next week, I think it is. Okay, so here, let me show it to you. We don't have to tell stories. Let me just show you what this looks like. Okay, so every Thursday you come, you hang out with fellow physician, private practice owners just like you. This is the back end of the profitable private practice movement. Okay, and you have certain kinds of calls. Okay, some calls are strategy sessions with me. Okay, and so like these are just the last 4 that we did. The CEO board meeting. This right here, like this was rated like 1,000 out of 10. Okay, this was so wild because this shows you how to look at your practice every single month, how to make decisions that will move your practice forward, how to audit your practice, the numbers to look at, all of that. This right here is just unbelievable. Okay, you may say, oh, we're looking at cash flow and all of these things. You have a custom 21-day cash injection plan. Like, how do I increase the amount of revenue I'm bringing into this practice? And I have a 21-day span. We literally have 15 activities you can do here. Okay, we have live Q&A. This one's a lot of fun. I don't know how many questions we answered. 20. Then top 5 mistakes private practice owners do. We have the 7-figure blueprint, 7-figure marketing plan, 7-figure referral, building a 7-figure referral base. We have how 7-figure CEOs make data-driven decisions, all kinds of strategy sessions with me. And you have access to all the recordings and stuff. Then some of our sessions are guests. We have guest experts, like tomorrow we have a guest expert. Dr. Kaufman just celebrated 5 years in private practice, has built a multi-million-dollar practice. And if you follow her social media, you see she doesn't miss her kids' games. She's doing her own karate. She's taking care of her own health. She's doing all of this while she's building a phenomenal practice. Today's actually her 50th anniversary. We have Dr. Chiruba, who runs a cash pay surgical GYN practice, talking about how you confidently raise your prices. She crossed, like unbelievable what she's done with her practice. Dr. Shanta, who's a urologist, started her practice, how she filled her schedule by optimizing her team. Dr. Edwin, how he built a profitable team. We had Dr. Panico, how they scaled from 1 to 8 locations with the power of referrals, right? How to 10x your referrals with an optimized Google profile with Nandi, who's an SEO like boss. We even had Dr. Sarota. She's like how she had her first 7-figure month, not year, right? And these are the things that you get. And the bonuses we're talking about, they're already waiting for you in the portal, okay? The physician CEO stop doing list, 50 tasks that you can delegate or automate. So we looked at your marketing tasks, but this is across your business and across your personal life. These are 50 tasks, like boom, boom, boom. And it's designed to be looked at every 90 days. So you're like, okay, I can get these 9 off. You work at it, you come back, and you work at it and come back until you bring yourself to this spot where you've bought so much time back and you've taken so many things off your plate. The ideal job ad template that I was referring to earlier. When I started hiring, my hiring strategy was go to Google, look at what MAs typically do, remove the location and kind of tweak it and make it your own and do that. But then when you hire them, you're annoyed because they're not doing what you want, but nobody knows what you want. Right? And so how we have prompts in there that will help you discover what exactly it is you want from this person, what your pet peeves are, and all of those things. So you can make a job ad that truly represents what you want, that will repel the wrong people and attract the right people. The starting point of hiring the right people is not the interview. The starting point is what is the message you put out there about the kind of person you're trying to hire. This will work for MAs, it will work for doctors, it will work for all kinds of people. And the other bonus here is your Google Business Profile Optimizer. Again, Google can become one of your biggest referral sources, but you need to understand how to set it right. So this is a tool that we actually had Namdi set up, and it is an AI leverage tool. So literally you just have to follow the prompts and it will give you the exact thing to post in your Google Business Profile so that Google can go like, oh, this is what we do. Let's tell everybody. Okay. Now, what is not here is the live session, the VIP session that we're going to do. That is time freedom for physicians. Why? A lot of times when it's time to work on our businesses, when I ask people, why they haven't leveraged what they know they can do, it's like, I don't have time. Why do you not want to take your business to 7 figures or 2 million or 5 million or whatever is going to take away my time? Time mastery is one of the things that will fix the burnout. It will fix the not having time for your family, not having time for your health, not being able to sleep, all of those things. And so that is a live session that we're doing. Okay, so those are the bonuses you get for joining. The investment for the Profitable Private Practice Movement is literally $197 a month. If you're like, I want to test it out, it's $19.97 for a year. It's less than $2,000 for a whole year. Like, it's unbelievably ridiculous. So if you're thinking, what if I can't make a session? Everything is recorded. What if I don't have the time? If you have 1 to 2 hours a week, you have more than enough time. And please don't tell me you don't have 1 to 2 hours a week, because if you want to take your practice to the next level, you kind of need at least 1 to 2 hours a week. Okay. Our job is to make it as simple as possible, as plain as possible. And if you notice from what happened this week, these 3 days so far, we show you the things that are closest to the money. Like build the referral base, they'll send you the patients, and this goes directly to your bottom line. Okay. Right? Like, get the reviews. So when people are looking and they find you, right? Fix your Google Business Profile so they find you. It's like so close to the money. It's not fluff. It's not, there's none of that stuff. Okay. All right. Then you may say, is this the right time? Okay. Is this the right time? The thing about time is the only time we have is now. The only time we have is now. There's no right time to work on this. And when does your business need to get better? When does your business need to be primed to thrive no matter what comes? When do you want to hit that revenue goal? When do you want to start working on it? And the answer is now. So is this the right time? Yeah. Yeah, because what is the opportunity cost? We don't invest in our practices. We don't do the things that are required for it to move forward, right? Okay. Now, someone may be thinking, well, what if it doesn't work for me? This is the deal. As entrepreneurs, actually, we had a program. We had somebody want to sign up for one of my programs and said, I want to come try it. Can I come try it for a month? I'm like, no. Now, I'm not referring to this we do month to month. So, if you want to, you can. But for that one, I was like, no. I said, because entrepreneurship is serious and entrepreneurship is hard. Now, I'm not talking bent out of shape hard, but it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you about that. And I said, so if you want to try it, it's not going to work. You need to bet on yourself. Like, we're going to make this work. We're going to make this work. I want you to bet on yourself. And the funny thing with every physician here is that you have a really good track record. You're a whole physician. you're a whole physician. You went through medical school, you went through residency, some of you went through fellowship, all this kind of stuff. The average acceptance rate into medical school is 3%. 3%. You figured out how to 3% your way into a medical school and graduate and go through residency and go through fellowship. I promise you everything you're going to need to do in business is easier than whatever you had to do to become a doctor. But it still work. You still got to do it. And so if you could do that, I think you can bet on yourself, right? You can bet on yourself. Now, someone's asking, is PPPM for established practices and companies only? No. So I was just telling you about Dr. Kaufman, who is celebrating her 5th year anniversary. She actually joined our program when she was still employed, because she asked me the same question. Actually, we were on a Zoom call just like this. And she said, should I join now or should I join after I start my practice? And this is what I told her. Starting a practice does not make you an entrepreneur. It makes you a physician who opened their doors to a practice. Becoming an entrepreneur makes you an entrepreneur. And so the time to start working on these things is not when you open your doors, it's now, because you're the person who's going to be in there. So, Dr. Cooper, I want you to imagine starting your private practice. You already know, so you can start now building your online brand. Okay. You can start now building your referral base. You can get on social media and all this stuff and start building your email list and telling people, oh yeah, that, I'm going to start on this day. This is exactly what Dr. Kaufman did. When Dr. Kaufman started, she had 350 potential patients on her wait list. On day 1, she saw 16 patients and she's been busy ever since. So because she said yes. After I told her that, she was like, okay. And she started. So I want to say she started in November or October was when she started that particular program. And she started her practice January 21st. This is her anniversary. But she started with a waiting list of 350 patients. Show of hands, how many of you are like, yeah, I'll be okay with that? I'll be okay with that? Yeah. Okay. So yes, the absolute best time to start is now, because starting a practice doesn't make you an entrepreneur. And, I say this, I said, no physician has ever run a successful practice. It is a physician entrepreneur who does that. Okay. So as a physician, trained perfectly to take care of patients, but to take care of business, that's an entrepreneur, right? Okay. All right. Let's see. Can someone please tell me what the first 3-day homework tasks are? I joined the call at number 4. Makita, can you help her with that? Yeah. Otherwise, we'll send the replay in a second. Does this apply to other professions, like for nurse practitioners? So our program is a physician only program. Yeah, our program is a physician only program. Dr. Rua says, I wish I started before I started my practice. Yeah. So Dr. Cooper, that was for you. Dr. Shanti, I just joined and my cashway practice is 6 months old. I wish I joined 2 years ago so I could have hit the ground running. That's okay. The best next time is today. So welcome. Congratulations on joining. Christina says, getting ready to launch a practice. So glad to hear. That's awesome. Dr. Larissa, what if you cannot afford paid staff yet? Is there a world where you can leverage interns for all of these activities? So Dr. Larissa, you really want to set up your practice where, yes, you can use interns and all that, but you do want to set it up where you can pay for your team member. That's why in the profitable private practice movement, there are 3 things we focus on. 1 is filling your schedule. 2 is getting paid for the work you do. And 3 is building a profitable team. You want to build your team in such a way that your team does not cost you money, your team makes you money. Okay, so that's a huge thing. Like, how do I build it in such a way? How do I build it so that they're set up to serve and earn? Okay, so can you use interns? Absolutely, we use interns as well, but you're gonna need some hardcore people who can really make a dent for you, right? Because they'll make you go from 0 to 60. Okay, all right. So I'm going to leave that link again for you guys. It is entremd.com/movement. Come join us in the movement. But this was a really, really great time. I'm glad that all of you were able to come out. The things that you've learned, I want to challenge you to use them, because every single one of them is going to rock your world. It's going to change your practice. Okay. If you're like, yep, and I want to work on this every single week, then come join us. Okay. I'm going to put this link again here. If this was so helpful for you, we would love it if you would leave us a review on Google. Tell the world EntreMD is the real deal. They truly want to serve you and help you win as an entrepreneur. So go ahead, grab the link, leave us a review. And I am rooting for every single one of you. So I'll see you in the group. I'll see you in PPPM in class tomorrow with Dr. Toomer. It's going to be amazing. And for those of you who just joined, you will get the information for your bonuses to log in, and then the bonus session that is time management. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.